so that we can ensure that this VOD is preserved for posterity. Pointing west is what we got here. We are currently in the Backlots company town here. And the theme for today is film awards and cinema history. So for everybody who doesn't know which way west is, sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So your floats should be pointing west. All right. So we are going to have a 1-hour parade float build contest. Contestants can do anything they want within that theme. The lots have already been laid out, and people should be standing in place to start building. So let me go ahead and set up my timer, and we'll talk more about everything else. The contestants know the rules. So, on your mark, get set, build. Okay. So, now that we've got that going, we can actually properly set up the stream. I've still got to get the YouTube chat open. Apologies, YouTube chat. But it does... I'm not pushing to talk. Oh, gosh. I thought they could hear me. Okay. Okay, if you haven't already started building, please start building. I thought I was on voice activity in the Discord. I was just telling everybody to get ready to go and then to go. But yeah, we're only like 15 seconds into the thing before I fix that. So, okay. Off to a strong start here. Okay, we are getting set up for the stream without music today, so we can preserve this for posterity as a video on demand. So let's pop out the chat here, and we're going to set our chat settings to disable live reactions and match the slow mode on Twitch. If you're curious about where this is all occurring, this is on my Patreon Bleeding Edge server, where we are basically always running the latest jar of Minecraft. In this case, 1.21.4 stable. We don't... Well, I guess, yeah, when I say with the latest jar, the latest non-snapshot, non-release candidate. So you don't have to be like, oh boy, when am I going to get those new blocks and the wither creaking valley forest. Boy, I am not awake yet. We are waking up. It was a very long day yesterday. Yesterday was an airport day, getting my kid off to see the other side of the family for spring break. So excuse me if it's just going to take me a minute to get in the groove. Okay. Let's see. Welcome, Omega Plan. Welcome, Voici. Welcome, Iconic Anemone. We are setting up here. Da, 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 da. Everybody else currently has 57 minutes and 40 seconds for their builds. So we're going to go ahead and do a quick fly around of the Backlots company town. If you've never seen one of these parade float build contests before, you might not be aware that one of the things that I've done on this server was to give folks, at the time that the server was created, the opportunity to create or found a company town somewhere at least 1,000 blocks away from spawn. And I set up randomized teleporters to send folks out in various directions from spawn to kind of keep the server decentralized. I wanted to try to encourage folks to create kind of a decentralized transit setup for the server, where each of these company towns would ultimately end up with its own teleporter from spawn. And so then other folks who wanted to go claim areas would have a whole bunch of options about where to go from there. It's been an experiment with mixed results in terms of encouraging new people to not just immediately set up a house at spawn. That part I did not really do right, but the cool part where I encouraged folks to make a bunch of different company towns with different themes, that actually worked pretty spectacularly. So The theme of this company town is backlots of Hollywood, like the film industry. So we've got all sorts of little things kind of throughout here, like the Warner Brothers Tower, the black and white tornado from Wizard of Oz, little things from movie history. And supposedly by this film reel here, there is a book that... Wait, when I'm in creative mode, if I hit shift twice, it doesn't just drop me out of the sky? Boy, I've been spoiled by Satisfactory's hover pack here. Let's see, film reel, book. Film reel book. It's time for me to do my best Chef Netmug voice. I can't even pronounce the name. I need more coffee first. Hold on. Here we go. Backlots history. That wasn't Chef Nutmeg. Backlots history. The backlots were inspired by a love of Hollywood and film. I Chef Nutmeg have ADHD and leaning into my tendency to want to build whatever shiny object catches my attention. Decided to do a mock Universal Studios. I will keep track of the builds in the following pages. Some are works in progress. Feel free to hit me up if you have ideas. Thanks for visiting Chef Nutmeg. Yeah. So the Walk of Fame or spawn button is here. Oh, and so there's little Minecraft maps with Walk of Fame stars for some of the different players on the server with different symbols. Very cool. Mailman Dave, Mantua Maker. There's a star for me as well. I bet it's alphabetical. Time set day. And then we're do game rule, do daylight cycle, false. Yeah, there we go. My star is upright. Oh no. Wait, why is mine upright? Apparently I get an @ symbol. Oh, because it's about to be installed. Oh, interesting. I've never actually been to that part of LA with the Walk of Fame. I don't know how they actually install those, but it would make sense that they would display the star vertically before laying it into the stone pavement. So that's cool. Chef Nutmeg says, I haven't attended either, but I've seen photos. Very cool. Well, let's see. Plus there's a map showing what all the icons mean. I was curious. These are like TCG, Miner, Builder, Farmer, Explorer, Survivor, I like. Redstoner, Mapmaker, Challenger, Terraformer, Mob Wrangler. Ooh, Challenger is such a better name than PvP. No worries. That was just Badger popping into the studio briefly. Hi, Badger. Let's see. The director's office was a starter base inspired by offices for the directors of movies. The Haunted Tower is a dark tower from a horror monster flick. Hidden in the basement has a well of souls. Grauman's Chinese Theater. This is the theater in LA that has the Walk of Fame in front of it. We were just there. Wizard of Oz Cyclone, a gift from other road members. Jurassic Park, a silly name for where my sniffers hang out, inspired by Jurassic Park. An Audrey 2 guest build, which is a blinking ATM. The Joe Maniac Tower, Animaniacs WB Warner Tower. Oh, it does have JH on it. Interesting. Is there like a little Yakko Wacko and Dot house inside? It's time for Animaniacs. Using this banner as a door is actually very clever. And it's zany to the max. Very cool. Just sit back and relax. Da, 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 da. The Animaniacs. And this is Chef Nutmeg's Hollywood star here. I do like the skylight having the multiple colors. Ah! And there's the Animaniacs and their bunk bed. Very cool. Morning, DJ Shade. So just as a reminder to all of our contestants, 51 minutes remain in the build contest. So Chef Nutmeg designed this entire kind of base area around Hollywood-related stuff, and now folks are having a Hollywood-related stay out Shrek, soil, mud, and shrubbery. People are having a Hollywood and film-related build contest where they're building parade floats. Welcome, Cool Cat Mafia. Little... Okay. So let's go ahead now and swing around. Ooh, this is going in. I'm not sure whose build this is. I feel like I should recognize this. Is this from the Trolls movie, maybe? I don't know. We're so early. Everybody still has a lot of time left to build. 50 minutes left to build. So it's hard to say what the builds are going to be. Okay, this vehicle is very well camouflaged. So we'll come back and see what that is later. Uh-oh. Weather clear. Game rule, do weather cycle, fall. No, not do daylight cycle. Do warden spawning. Yes. Do weather cycle. False. Okay. So we got a lot more builds up here toward the front. Interesting platform. Going in here. Another platform. With this much time left, that's pretty logical. Jurassic Park. Oh, this is a Jurassic Park Jeep. Interesting. Everyone's favorite Michael Crichton adaptation to the screen. Got another kind of truck here. Whoops. Chef Nutmeg says there's plenty of room if folks who couldn't make the parade want to add floats later. That's true. We're only going to be highlighting and showcasing the floats that are constructed during the contest today. But folks are welcome per Chef Nutmeg's invitation. Okay, there's a little tunnel here. I say a little tunnel. There might be a significant tunnel here. So the road continues on that way and connects with other folks' bases. This is a significant server length project. Literally the length of the, what do you call it? Length of the world border. Now, traditionally, when Hermitcraft extended its world border, I would modify the world border on our server too. So I probably shouldn't do that right now. But I guess I could extend our world border here to go out 30 million blocks, right? That's a thing I could do. How big is the server's hard drive? Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Zoekin says, I would love that. Please do not move spawn. I feel like it's more fun if we do both, though. But yeah, folks have been working on this path for a while, clearly. That's why there is a fox in a boat. That would make the world file undownloadable. Only if I pre-rendered all the chunks, right? If we extend the world border to 30 million and people only went out to the one place that the, what do you call it? Spawn was relocated to. Well, that's a big if. Okay. So we are just flying along here. I wasn't sure how close the next settlement was going to be, but this does give the folks a little bit more time to build if we're just flying around and exploring some. As someone who really likes digging and, like, chill... Okay, so this seems to be where the end of the hewn out part is here. I'll hit the Iron Islands next. Gotcha. Yeah, because we hit the end of where the trees and stuff were cleared. As somebody who likes really grindy stuff in Minecraft, like huge, large-scale projects, the idea of something like this... Oh, I see what we hit next. That is just directly in the middle of the road. So, yeah, I see why people gave up on putting the road here. But yeah, that's one of the fun things about big Patreon servers is you can just be like, I'm just going to go in a direction and maybe claim a thing. And Bear was just like, yep, I'm just going to go in the middle of nowhere and start building. And then built this for like 9 months without telling anybody, I think. Queen Dark Lady says, did someone build that? Yeah, this was Bear's secret project. Oh, there is a road in his build. Oh, I see. Yeah. So that's going to connect with the... Gotcha. But yeah. The Tomb of Wraithwall. Yeah, so one of our server members has just been coming in here after work and knocking this out for months without telling anybody. And then dropped this about a month and a half ago. Like, hey guys, want to see what I've been working on? Head out to these coordinates. And everyone's like, what? But yeah, pretty cool. I like that it's got a face. And skulls. Probably should use the positive zoom for squinting. Skulls. But yeah, we're going to head back to the... Whoa. Going to head back to the parade route and see how progress is going or undergoing. And then we might fly in the other direction for a little bit. Okay, we still got work on this platform here. Still got work on these. There's some graffiti in the tunnel the other way. Excellent. Yeah, let's head over there. I did want to go the other way next. Courage and honor? Fear fiefdom? What did I... Don't fear the Juppet. Seasons don't fear the Juppet. Oh. This is like painted over. So it's hard to see. Haughty? I can't tell what that says. Haughty? Very neat nonetheless. And then the road continues out this way. That was me marking out the spots, but not yet having the block of choice. It'll be clearer soon. Ah, interesting. I mean, honestly, just having the impression of washed away graffiti layered in there is pretty cool. Uh-oh. What happened? Did I lose? Grumble, grumble. Let's go figure this out. Discord. Not Discord. SSH. Yeah. We're going to be replacing our server hardware soon, and we've been having some issues. I'm sorry, y'all. Let's go... 10th Orward, ls, cd, crash reports, ls. Is there a crash report for literally right now? Because that's
server's up.
Server's back up, okay. Was that just on my end then, or?
No, it was for everyone.
Okay. Yeah, here we go. It did generate a crash report, so there was a crash. I'm not sure what happened there. Sorry about that, folks. Did we have any rollbacks or problems?
I think we're all right.
Okay. I recently purchased some new server hardware. We haven't gotten that installed yet, so thank you for your patience. Sorry about that, folks. We are in transition, hopefully over the course of the next month or two. Looks like nothing lost. Okay, great. I cannot figure out what has been causing these sporadic crashes. It's not full disk. It's not... I'll go ahead and get the crash log uploaded to the Discord, just in case anybody else wants to take a look at it. Okay. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Server 1. Messing around with SFTP is the best way to live stream. Yeah. Opening up the Discord, then finding the channel we upload crash reports to. Okay. So the auto restart definitely worked, at least. That's something. Documents, downloads. Exception ticking world. That's the same problem we had on the 1st of the month, over a week ago. Although we also had an issue yesterday. Let me see if that's also a exception server ticking world thing. Yeah, exception ticking world, both, or all three of the last few times. So, not sure exactly what triggered that. Okay. So we've got progress continuing on our floats here. The Jurassic Park float seems to be a reconstruction of the iconic conference room, maybe? Where they argued with the lawyer. I don't know. It's too early in the build to tell. Let's see, over here. This might be the helicopter from the film Black Hawk Down, if I had to guess. Let's go see what we got over here. This is probably either Trolls 2, Trolls Remastered, or Mulan? I don't know. We'll have to give it more time. We'll figure it out. And And down here at the end, it's a sign that says Iatame. So maybe this is something Japanese. The map is being constructed as we go here. There's a redstone machine running on this map right now. That's amusing. Is it deleting the previous teeth? Interesting. It's clearing the carpet. Very interesting. So we've got players placing carpet very quickly over there. And there. Well, interesting. So, this might be... having a hard time guessing. It might be the spacecraft from Apollo 13. Well, we've still got a lot of time left in the build. 34 minutes and 43 seconds remain. So we're going to have to see how these develop. Welcome, Goth Pillow. Welcome, Will 2010 Engineer. Welcome, South Carolina Juris Doctorate. If you're going to name a restaurant, you should probably name it after me and pay me a licensing fee. Don't just name it after me, South Carolina Juris Doctorate. Okay. So we've got some more time to fly around for a bit. Let me reset something that got a little messed up earlier. Okay, I've got the Discord set up. Welcome, Woodland Juliet and Magenta Avocado. Okay, this platform is still under development. This might be, maybe this is Herbie from the Love Bug? I don't know. Odd job. We are having an hour-long parade float build contest. The theme is film history, or cinema history and film awards. People are building iconic things from films, but it's too early to know what they are. They still have 33 minutes and 13 seconds remaining. So each parade float is built around, presumably, something else from film history. Let's go check out some stuff over here, though. Is this the... I know there were coordinates on that thing, but I'm guessing this is the set for the Monster Movie Tower. Very cool. We've got some stuff. So the general base was constructed by Chef Nutmeg as a place with a bunch of little scenes from Hollywood and Hollywood Pictures. Warner Brothers Water Tower, although updated with JH. Whoa. I don't know if this is from a movie or if this is just a really cool thing to fly down, but we're flying down this. This is obviously a reference to Lord of the Rings, because Chef Nutmeg has dug too greedily and too deep here. Oh, whoa, what is this? A dig to your tunnel bore. Oh, wow. So tunnel bores are just things that people make now, is what I'm hearing. Like, this is just... in the same way that people make, like, automated pumpkin farms, which, when Minecraft first came out, you had to be a huge redstone person to make an automated pumpkin farm, but now people just do them. Or automated sugarcane farm, or things like that. Like, now people just make tunnel bores. Kindlist very kindly made it for me because my shop is Lucky Shulker's Blind Poles. Ah, cool. This is wild. Kindlist made redstone? No way, says Dottie Matrix. Okay. La da 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 da. Did I come in through here? I did, yeah. And then there's a bubble vader back to the top. Whoosh. Useful bits. Very cool. Oh, little Enderman dragon egg house here. And I think Stellar mentioned that there were film posters at the theater we should go check out. It's a good time to mention that there's 30 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the contest. So let's go check out some of this map art here. 1977, A New Hope, Star Wars. I don't remember there being buildings in the background of this, but that's maybe part of what's fun about revisiting artwork and reinterpreting it, is you notice elements that you wouldn't have noticed before. Because, like, that's not a prominent feature. Like, I think these are supposed to be the evaporators. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be Mos Eisley or what. But maybe Mos Eisley was. It is Tatooine? Okay. Interesting. But yeah, I've never really looked too closely at this. It is kind of weird how much taller Leia is than Chewbacca. Like, Chewbacca's just hiding behind Luke's leg in this. This seems like the sort of thing they would make a Saturday Night Live sketch about. Like, how, like, they have, like, when they're shooting the picture for this poster, they've got, like, you know, a double who plays Chewbacca, who's, like, a child. They've got, like, a toddler in this Chewbacca outfit, and, like, just a marionette puppet or something for C-3PO. But yeah, we've got the recurrent theme of the fighters and the Death Star. Oh, wait. So this is also A New Hope. Yeah. Stellar says, I chose Star Wars posters because Grauman's Chinese Theater is famous for hosting the premiere. Oh, that's cool. So the premiere of Star Wars was here. That's cool. Yeah, see, I didn't know where they actually did that. I mean, they did come out fantastically good. I'm just noticing some of the choices. Like, you know, in this one, C-3PO is the same height, basically, in both of these posters. Like, in terms of scale, though, he looks like he's behind Luke's leg here. Versus, like, behind a hill behind Luke's leg. Then there's another one over here. It looks like The Empire Strikes Back, which references Gone with the Wind. Dun, dun, dun. The Star Wars saga continues. This one, you've got big ol' Vader. Still little C-3PO and R2-D2. I'm guessing that's supposed to be Luke on the Wampa. Leia and Han. But a lot of ice. As I understand it, one of the big problems with, like, one of the big advancements in technology in The Empire Strikes Back was that the technology that they used to, like, do all the spaceship models and stuff required a black background because otherwise there'd be seams visible. And so trying to have a bunch of stuff flying around on ice and snow where the black seams would be super obvious was like a huge technological challenge, and it was a big achievement that they could showcase that they'd figured that out. And Stellar Spider says there was only one poster produced with Revenge of the Jedi before they changed it to Return of the Jedi, so it's a huge collector's item now. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Real quick, let me Alt-Tab out, though, so we can go ahead and say thank you to John, who says, your royalty for Joe Yum. And so we're going to rotate the camera now. 5 degrees angular, $1 for or 1 degree angular for every dollar that rolled in. Thank you very much. Just as a reminder, tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Juliet Graves says, Stellar has so many maps in the end shop. Yeah, we did a really big map art contest last season, and I think we want to do something like that again this season. That's kind of like an end of season contest, though, because you want everybody to have their farms and stuff. Everything is like post scarcity. Although I saw people saying in the Discord here that they've been post scarcity since like week 2, because unlike Hermitcraft, where we're running around making videos all the time, all they do here is make crazy farms. So maybe we could do that a little bit earlier. So yeah, that's no problem. South Carolina Juris Doctorate. Thank you anyway. But yeah, maybe it is about time to think about launching that. Because yeah, we've concluded the big 3-month company store build contest, and now we're working our way around the calendar for the parade float build contests. I think the way we did it last year was we waited until we had passed the 12-month mark, so that way we were done with all the parade float build contests before we started the map art build contest. But they're really not in conflict with each other, because the parade floats are like 1-hour hangouts. I mean, people do plan their floats in advance and stuff, but yeah, it was after parades are done. Yeah, I guess that's the biggest problem with starting it too soon, is then if we wrap that right around the same time we finish parades, I'll be like, well, now what do we do? So yeah, let's put a pin in that, because I feel like we are coming up on the end of the parade cycle in the next few months. So we're wrapping up parades around July this time. I was thinking if we kick off, if the map art build contest, I think last year we might have done 2 months, we might have done 3 months, but I wanted to have it over the summer when people had extra downtime, was kind of the loose idea I had in my head. So yeah, I don't want to wait until the end of July to kick it off. Maybe if we did it like June, July, August with judging. Oh boy. Doing the judging right around when my kid's starting school is also going to be a hassle. Yeah, we'll come back to this. I do want to do one again. Is the short answer is we are going to do one again. It was a lot of fun last time. It just hasn't felt like it was time yet. Although I'm realizing that time is nearing. Now that we are already in March. Bum, bum, bum. I don't know why I dramatically ascended there. Probably to greet Avocado. Hi, Magenta Avocado. Bear says, we might not have been post-scarcity week 2, but after a few months, yeah. No, that's fair. So let's go check out. It's a very fun Wizard of Oz Cyclone here. Woodland Juliet says, I have so much downtime in July and August, it'll be ridiculous. Yeah. Like I said, my only problem is the return to school is right around when we were thinking about doing the judging, or when I was thinking about doing the judging. Very cool black and white Wizard of Oz house. I have 12 slime. We are now post-scarcity. The Twister is a gift that traveled from Not Kansas last season. Yeah, I was going to say, this looks very similar to the one from the Not Kansas build. So is that it? It takes 12 slime to be able to do the redstone to bring the whole server to post-scarcity? I was curious, what is this thing back here? Is this some sort of space battle or something, or is this unrelated to the build? These feel like asteroids or something from like a famous space movie. I just can't place it. But maybe I'm just completely reading into this something that's not there. Art installation / alien invasion. Ah, very cool. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Let's see. We have 20 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Chef Nutmeg says, I'm blanking on whose build that was. Apologies. No worries. Let's go check in over here and see what is getting done. More teeth. Death metal, maybe? They're shaped like the chickens from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Interesting theory. This little lean-to thing. Oh, these are stands. I was like, this almost feels like it's beckoning me underground. Like, what's down here? It's that. That's down there. Okay. I do like there's a painting. Like, I don't know. It's the little things. Just flying around. Flying my way around. Doo-doo-doo. Graffiti again. Ah, that makes sense. Fun little bridge here. To a nice... Oh, this is a great little flower biome for all your dyeing needs. Flower forest. One of the coolest biomes. I feel like Cleo and I underutilized our flower forest in Season 8. We were going to do... I mean, well, Cleo did do the Dihydrate thing. Or whatever it was called. Hivedrate. The water bottle candle shop. So that's something. Okay. Yeah, the water bottle shop was great. I think the dyes went into that. And we also did have, like, we had set up some sort of early flower stall or something, but, like, I don't think anyone ever really used it. That was going to be, like, our whole thing that season. Was going to be, like, we're going to do all these cool things with selling dyes. And we sold a lot of cactus. Yeah, okay. Well, that's something at least. It's a neat little... Like, this is... I guess this is the opposite of a bridge. This is a... This is 2 dams. Oh, here is the sniffer farm here. I see you didn't depend on electrified fences. That was probably a good move. These are one of the weirdest things they've added to the game. I always forget these are in here. Dottie, lick this. Okay. Okay. Ay. Dottie didn't lick this. Okay. Yeah, sorry, Chef Nutmeg. We're just flying all over the place. This is... Which Dottie lick this sign is that? No, it's the named sniffers. The named animals. Here's the little shop of horrors, fella. I had kind of missed Audrey, too, because the green kind of blended in there. But now that I'm looking at it, very cool. Do not approach. Warning. Plants persuasive but carnivorous. Uh-oh. Cool Cat Mafia says, I would call those dams a Moses. Goth Pillow says, parting of the sea, vaguely biblical. Very cool. Ooh, I'm still waking up. That's the problem with scheduling these events, is we have to do them early enough that the European crowd can come on out. I'm actually looking at the names here. I'm hoping at least some of these people are from Europe. Because otherwise we could have done this 4 hours later and slept in. Mr. Phillips points out that there was a Ten Commandments movie. Ah, yes, starring Charlton Heston. That was a very famous film. The time changed today. All of my clocks changed automatically. So I forgot that it did that. That explains why I felt like I didn't get as much sleep as I wanted. I felt like I was like, how is it 10:30 already? It's 6 p.m. in London right now. It's almost 7 p.m. in London. Ah. I didn't immediately assume it was a Ten Commandments reference, because if so, I feel like it would have been like blue glass. I think this was just like a cool little walkway through there. But yeah, like if I did like a season of Hermitcraft where I did like the Book of Exodus. That's just this entire season I'm just doing builds from the Book of Exodus. Let's build the Egyptian capital as it would have appeared in that era. Like, let's build the sea floor with all the dead fish. And like blue glass holding back the water. Mud on the bottom. You could use dispensers to dispense out fish continuously. So that there's always fish flopping around. The Guppy Geyser 3.0. The Guppy Geyser 3.0 is just the parting of the sea. So in Cecil B. DeMille's famous and famously well-researched 1956 film The Ten Commandments. They did the crossing at the northern end of the Gulf of Suez, heading into the Sinai Peninsula, which makes sense because they had Mount Sinai at the bottom end of the peninsula. Core concept, Guppy Geyser 3.0 being a recreation of the Red Sea crossing would be fun. Carsalem, welcome. We are doing a parade float build contest here on the not on the Hermitcraft server, on my Patreon cutting edge, bleeding edge server. Folks have another 9 minutes remain. 9 men remain. The theme is film awards and cinema history. I actually still haven't figured out what this one is. I was joking about not knowing what it was before. Is this Mad Max, maybe? Maybe this is Mad Max. I don't know. Let's keep coming back to it. So we have maybe Mad Max, definitely Trolls 2, the re-trolling. And then all the way in the back here, Deathmobile. This is probably immediately recognizable to people who've seen the film Deathmobile, but I haven't seen the film Deathmobile, so I don't know if that actually exists. Yeah. Bum, 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 bada bum. Okay, let's go and check this out. The maps are building themselves. Interesting. Is it from Animal House? It's immediately recognizable, and if I'm right, the placement in the parade is part of it. I saw Animal House, like, in the background at a party once, so I have not given it my full attention. Okay. I'm very curious what this is. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, bum, ba-da-da-da-da. Bum, bum, ba-bum. So we have 6 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. Some of the builds are complete. Some of them are not. Everybody's over here watching the carpet clean the maps. So the maps are being constructed during the parade float build contest. It looks like it says Delta, Texas, which is the differential in Texas, I'm guessing, over time. Whoa! Was that done by the person who was... Guys, don't sabotage other people's floats. Was that done by the person who was working on this, or was that done by somebody else? Yeah, y'all be careful. So, yeah, somebody used a wind charge. Yeah, please don't throw wind charges at other people's floats. Carcelum has a crying Cleo. I did not realize the Windburst enchant breaks item frames. Apparently it does. I think it's, like I said, I haven't really seen all of Animal House, but I'm guessing it's a detox joke. Like, their fraternity name would be Delta Theta, whatever the Greek X is, Chi. Delta Theta Chi. Maybe. But it also, like, looks like detox. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, 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 ba. 3 minutes and 50 seconds remain. I always remember to look at this like 10 seconds after the last minute is crossed over. Delta Tau Chi. Got it. Yeah, not the best with the Greek letters, me. Three-minute warning. 3-minute warning. I've never heard of Kai T. I've heard of Kai Win and Kai Opaka. Okay. Thanks again to Chef Nutmeg for hosting our film award and cinema history parade float build contest here at the Backlots. 2 minutes remain in the build. 2-minute warning. Carslum says, hey Joe, at PlayOnCon, how many cards will you sign? Whatever seems reasonable. Like, if you show up with 50 Joe Hills cards and you are just trying to get them signed to resell them later, I'm not going to do that. But if you have a bunch of different Joe Hills cards and I sign them, howdy Carcelum, Joe Hills here, PlayOnCon 2025. Like, I'm willing to sign more than one. It's not like a maximum 2 per visitor type thing. You know. Or if you were like, oh, this is for my sister Susan, I'd say, howdy Susan, Joe Hills here. Like, but what I'm not gonna do is sign a bunch with just my name for resale value. That they're intended to be mementos for people. But yeah, no, I mean, I've got the whole weekend to hang out and sign cards and play games and stuff. So it's not my time at PlayOnCon is some of the best time of my year, but each moment is not precious in a way that I can't sign a second or third card for you. Yeah, if you have one or two from a friend, yeah, I'm happy to sign cards for people you know as souvenirs from your trip. That's fine. I try to be a pretty reasonable person, and as long as other people are reasonable back, we're not going to have any issue. But yeah, that's a fair question. But yeah, if you were like a card shop owner or something, and you wanted me to sign 50, I'd be like, let's talk about pricing, because I'm happy to sign things for free in basically any other situation, but that's the one. Time is up. Time's up. Pencils down. Okay. So that concludes the building portion of our Parade Float build contest, and we are going to move on to the presentation portion. Working from front to back, we've got Mantua Makers, Driving Miss Daisy, Non-Compete. Okay, so Mantua...
Yeah, Joe, this is an example of my build process. Takes a long time to design stuff, and I decided to start designing the 1949 Hudson Commodore from the Driving Miss Daisy. So, yeah.
Okay. Based on the non-compete, I'm assuming you do not want to be evaluated. This is just going to be a installation for the parade route.
Yes.
Very cool. Well, enjoy working on that Mantua Maker. Let's go ahead and visit our first contestant then. It's Mahi Zero, who says, "Welcome to Jurassic Park." And then, what is this? Is this a dinosaur head emote? I've never even seen this.
Technically, it's a dragon head.
Did you combine multiple things, or is that just actually?
No, it's a ASCII character I found in the. I have a mod called Symbol Chat that lets me like browse every symbol you can type in Minecraft.
Wow.
And I found that, and I was like, well, this is perfect.
That's cool. Okay, and so we've got a little Jurassic Park logo on the sides of the Jeeps, which may or may not be Jeeps. I don't think
They
they
are
got...
1992 Ford Explorers.
Okay, so the Ford Explorers, very cool.
Yes, the Jeeps were the tan ones that were gas-powered, but these are the electric ones for the tour.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, and then we've got the gateway here into the park. Got some flowers.
Yep. And we got the porta potties hidden inside here.
Ah, very good. Very good. Parade floats in New Orleans are required to have porta potties in them. So this is very authentic in that way. So good integration there. I like that you have the float being towed by one of the electric vehicles, and then you've got another electric vehicle on the float because of the way that they had them in sequence leaving the gate in the movie.
Yeah, that was part of the intention, was to kind of like create the illusion that it's going through the gate and still driving along the path and whatnot.
Well, that's very cool. I like basically every part of this. This is very neat. Most excellent installation. Thank you, Mahis. Any other details before we move on that I might not have noticed or you want to call attention to?
No, I mean, it was just basically just had to put some plants out on the sides, and I was actually really surprised that the melons worked really good for the car.
Mm-hmm.
Because originally I was going to use like lime wool or something,
Mm-hmm.
but then I was like, melons are going to be perfect, and it looks really good to me. So
yeah, that is very cool. Well, thank you very much to Mahi Zero. Let's go ahead and check out what Alpacatastic has been working on here. What do we got, Alpacatastic?
Howdy, Joe.
Howdy.
So yeah, this is from the movie Mad Max Fury Road.
Ah.
I started here with the war rig in the center, which in the movie was used to transport, food and other supplies from the Citadel to other places in the wasteland where you could then trade those things for stuff like bullets or gas or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of, you know, the main centerpiece. And I do have it because in the movie there is like a little secret hatchway where they can get from the cab of the vehicle into the inside the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have an inside portion with, you know, foodstuffs and water and milk in it because those are the things that it was transporting in the movie.
Ah.
And so that was kind of what I had planned ahead of time. But it turns out I overestimated the amount of time it would actually take me
Mm-hmm.
to build this, and I ended up building it in only half of the parade time.
Yeah.
So I ran and grabbed some more materials and built some other vehicles from the film.
Yeah.
So
I like that because it does have like escorts and stuff, right?
yes, exactly. And so to the right here is a vehicle called the Giga Horse, which is
Mhm.
Immortan Joe's car.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like two cars stacked on top of each other.
That's fun.
Is how they put it together. And then on the other side is a vehicle driven by one of the war boys whose name was Nux, and he
Mhm.
had Mad Max himself tied to the front of it with like a metal thing on his face to keep him from like biting. So
I gotta say, the metal thing on his face is the most disturbing thing I've seen in Minecraft. And this was not part of your original plan. You were just like, oh, let me just
Nope.
throw this in the last 5 minutes.
yeah, pretty much.
Wow. Okay, that's
And then
very cool.
yeah, behind that car is Max's car itself.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and yeah, I wanted to highlight this movie in particular because I didn't end up watching it until like last year for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But it really like stuck with me as just like a really well put together, you know, action movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it did win, you know, several Academy Awards, including the award for best production design. And since the Backlots is all about, you know, kind of the behind the scenes production of movies, I figured, you know, it'd be good to have some of the stuff that they actually built for the movie here in the parade.
Very cool. That was a fantastic submission from Alpacatastic. Let's go ahead and see who we've got next here. This is Stellar Spider's build, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, first full-length animated film, 1937. So, Stellar, what can you tell us about this build?
Well, first of all, I had this idea before I even realized that they were doing the live action one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like in reference to that at all.
Okay, I didn't really know they were doing a live action one, so I'm out of the loop
Yeah,
anyway.
it just came out like this last week. That's
Okay.
why it's so surprising. That's both Disney's oldest film and newest film now.
Wow.
I wanted to do something based on like the actors that walk around the park during parades.
Mm-hmm.
In Disneyland, in Disney World, and just having those characters actually walk around in the parade. So that's what this is supposed to be: less float and more people in costume.
Very cool. These are very cartoonish interpretations of iconic designs. It's interesting seeing how like some of them have the full beards and some of them have the half beards. I think Dopey's the one with no beard. So it's like,
yeah, every dwarf is different. They all have different features that help you identify them.
well, very cool. Yeah, Sneezy's got little green glass there. Very cool. Bashful has blushing cheeks. Yep, that's fair. I think this one would be Doc. And then, I don't know who the one in the front is, but I don't know I haven't seen this movie since I was a child, probably. So.
Doc is at the front with glasses.
Doc
Huffy
is.
doesn't have any. Huffy doesn't have any really distinguishing features behind him to the left.
Oh, that's Grumpy there. Okay, so Doc, Grumpy,
and then
Bashful.
Bashful to the right.
Okay, and then
Grumpy in the middle with his eyebrows.
Mm.
And Dopey is the one with ears.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sleepy and Sneezy at the back.
Very cool. Does Sleepy have a pillow? Yeah. Or a blanket, maybe? Trailing behind him.
Yeah.
Great. These are very interesting interpretations of these designs. Very cool. Thank you so much to Stellar Spider. And then we're going to go all the way to the back of the parade for the Animal House reference, which unfortunately I don't really get. But Kindless and Dottie, what are we looking at?
Joe, this is Animal House is one of those few films where the entire third act is based on a parade.
Really?
So, because the film was put in the Library of Congress, I figured it was worth making a reference to.
Sure.
And this is the ultimate act of defiance by the Delta House at the end of the film, where their Eat Me Cake float was broken apart to reveal the Deathmobile, and the remainder of the parade was ruined by them.
Was the Eat Me Cake an Alice in Wonderland reference?
I think they just wanted to have a cake that said "Eat Me" on the side. They were juvenile.
Okay, that's fair. Very neat. Yeah, once again, I'm ill-equipped to evaluate this. I'm aware that this is a
Posted
famous movie, but
picture,
it's
a
one...
screenshot in the live event chat as a reference image.
I did see that, yeah. And so whose head is in the bust of the original film? Is that supposed to be like the university president or founder or something?
I think it was a statue they had stolen at some point in the fraternity's past, and they just stuck it on the front of the car as a, yes, we did steal this from you 20 years ago.
Ah, very cool. Very cool. Okay. Anything else that you want to call attention to? What is this down here? This?
That's lighting.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if that was part of your intended build. Okay, so we've got Eat Me Cake. Dottie Matrix says, most maps I've done in a single hour. Yeah, it seemed like you guys had the flying machines and everything just going to make the teeth. The teeth are very accurate to the film based on that screen capture. Yeah, all of this is actually pretty close. Very impressive. What is this supposed to be? Like a whistle? Like a steam?
And it was a steam whistle they used before they rammed the stands.
Yeah, it's impolite to ram the stands at a parade if you don't have a steam whistle first. Greyheart says, eat me was a popular insult of the time, similar to bite me. I knew that it was a popular insult of the time, but I wasn't sure if they were supposed to be making their float look like it was socially acceptable. Like, was the camouflage...
The camouflage was not good.
It was, okay.
They were immediately recognized.
Because I was going to say, if it was like an Alice in Wonderland themed parade, having a cake that says "Eat Me" is an excuse to have "Eat Me" on the side, but also camouflage. So, very cool. Okay. Let's see. So, in review, we have Animal House, Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, Mad Max Fury Road, and Jurassic Park. As well as the non-competing Driving Miss Daisy. Normally, we give out awards for the top 3 builds, and that is always a challenge. However, part of that structure is that I don't have to worry about ranking every single build. I only have to pick, like, the top third and hope I get the order close to right. But it does make me a little bit uncertain in a 4-person parade about awarding first, second, and third, because I am, in effect, also awarding fourth. And I don't know that I want to do that. So I'm kind of thinking, and I would have probably established this earlier if I realized we only had 4 contestants. I thought we had 5. I guess you showed up today award would be hilarious. Well, here's the problem too. Let me just say to everybody, part of the problem with this as well is that the folks who showed up today all would have been in a traditional parade float build contest with 8 contestants. These probably would have been the top half, right? Like, these are all really good. So I feel kind of awkward telling the person who would have been in the top half of a more populated contest. Okay, and you got last place, right? So, Stellar Spider says just first then. Yes, but here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to give all of the contestants except for first place I'm going to spread out the average of the second and third place prizes among everybody else. And I really don't want to I know it sucks for me to kind of change the rules in the middle of this. But honestly, the rules were never really that well defined in the first place. And so, yeah, I'm going to call an audible here. And we are Demiurge Chaos, exactly, Dottie Matrix. I think the runaway absolute best float here is going to be the Mad Max float. Alpacatastic. Just in all sorts of different ways. This is a great float. This is the sort of thing that genuinely could be driven down a street in a parade. It is iconic. I actually have seen this film. It was about 11, 12 years ago when it first came out. But it is iconic in terms of its silhouette. The block choices complement it. You've got multiple contrasting block choices for the different vehicles, but they all form a coherent theme visually that's really sound. The detail on, like, the guy's face, you know, when I saw the metal on the face, I'm like, I don't know if anybody can win this except for Alpacatastic. Like, because this was already an incredibly solid float with the skulls on the front. And even without having seen the inside, I was like, this is a contender. This might take it away. And you absolutely kind of ran away with this. And honestly, all three of the remaining floats would have had if I could sit down and try and pick a second favorite, but the remaining three are all super strong contenders for second place for very different reasons, which is part of what makes comparing them a challenge. And so I don't want anybody who competed today to feel like they didn't do an amazing job. This is legitimately like the hardest one to judge yet. Just because, so thank you, Alpacatastic, for at least having like one thing that kind of pulled deeply ahead. But yeah, the other three are all spectacular. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give Alpacatastic, everybody make some room in your inventory. I'm going to give Alpacatastic 4 stacks of light blocks, as well as, what else is rare these days? Chef Nutmeg, did you have anything that you thought should be distributed? I was thinking lights, camera, action, so I wanted to do light blocks, but
I didn't have anything special that I was thinking of. I figured just let you choose what you thought would be fun. So
totally fair. Then that's what we're doing. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna give 4 stacks of light blocks to Alpacatastic, and let me just scroll through here. I feel like there was something else. This is how well I've thought this through. Enchanted Spyglass. I don't have time to think of an enchant for spyglasses, but let me look at my inventory real quick, because sometimes I carry in ideas. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead. Mantua Baker says, sorry I was non-competing. I had a rough day medically. No worries. No, you never have to apologize. So we're gonna / give Alpacatastic also some you know, along the light blocks theme, What are there's another kind of light that I was thinking of. What is it called? Where it's like the ocean lamp? Ocean. They're made of prismarine and glow. They're like sea lanterns. Yeah. So you guys might have an infinite number of these, but I don't. So I always want them. And then we're gonna give Dotty Matrix. Dotty Matrix, you can split yours with Kindleless. You guys are in the same place, I'm assuming. Light. So dividing between first and second place, or second and third place. Let's just say 128 lights to Dotty Matrix, and 128 sea lanterns. And then we're going to give the same to Mahis and Stellar Spider. Because I'm really good at math. Or Magenta Avocado, I guess. I don't know. No, Mahis. There we go. And then Stellar Spider's next. Bye, Superstone. Stellar Spider. Okay. But yeah, these were all fantastic builds. I really liked the through line with the electric cars Mahis on the Jurassic Park. Like that was inspired. Absolutely brilliant. Stellar, I really appreciated, as somebody who likes building models of things, the way you incorporated like identifying features to every one of the characters. Recognizing and interpreting those is a very specific talent that is really cool. But once again, super hard to compare to like the industrial design or automotive design of that other thing. Like these are both winning concepts. And in terms of the Deathmobile, this is very impressive from a technical standpoint with the maps. And I think that if I had seen this movie, like, and actually, like, if I had seen the third act of this movie rather than just random snippets of it at a party, this might have been one of the ones, like, all three of those, all three of the non-first place competitors, like, are things where it's like, this could have been first place. Like, these are close. They're all close. Like, if I had seen this movie and it really resonated with me. Yeah, it's the same thing with the Rocky Horror Picture Show thing, where I felt bad that you guys put so much work into something that just bounced off of me. But, like I can tell this is impressive, but, like, it just happens to not resonate with me. Like, these are all really strong entries. So, yeah. Congratulations to everybody. For everybody who's still here, gonna go ahead and toss y'all. Have 8 lights on me. So that everybody gets a little bit of light to play with in celebration of the lights, camera, action, feel of Chef Nutmeg's fantastic area here. The Backlots. Yeah. So we're going to / game rule do daylight cycle. Do not game mode. We're going to re-enable the daylight cycle. True. Do weather cycle. True. Okay. Carslum says, what are the lights? So they're an item that you can normally only get in creative mode. So, of course, I don't have room in my inventory for them. But yeah, light is a creative mode only thing that lets you, if I go down like somewhere super dark or something, you can place, actually, I don't even have to go somewhere all like super deep and dark. Okay, so /give Joe Hill says Minecraft light. They let you place light that you can only see when you have it in your hand. So basically for doing all sorts of, for doing builds where you want to have like a tunnel that's lit, but you don't want to necessarily, or let's say like the top of a rainbow. You don't want to put light, like a lamp block in there, like a torch. You can just put these in, and they'll light things up. You can't get them in survival mode, and so they're a fun prize for people who compete in the build contests and show up for the server events. South Carolina Juris Doctorate says if that was part of survival, it would be insane. Yeah. They're pretty cool. So, thank y'all so much for hanging out. This has been a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and get this stream done. We need to see if anybody... Are Rendog or Cleo streaming? No, not right now. Let's see... Hey, it looks like our pal Yergi, one of my staff, is currently streaming Animal Crossing for the SMB Plays 11th anniversary stream weekend. So why don't we go ahead and raid Yergi? When you get over there, our raid message is howdy y'all, Joe Hill's raid here. They're doing a charity marathon supporting MS right now. Well, supporting the Multiple Sclerosis Society. They're not supporting MS. Like, they're not saying, like, multiple sclerosis itself needs more resources. It's fixing and addressing the problems created by MS. Subtle difference, but I did feel like I should clarify that. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and raid Yergi. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Stop streaming.